Welcome to Real Pro Wrestling, where Olympic and national champions go pro. The oldest sport is now the newest league. Real wrestlers competing for real prize money and a chance to be the Real Pro Wrestling national champion. Hello everyone, I'm Tim Johnson, and with me today are two Olympic wrestlers. First, the miracle on the mat himself, Rulon Gardner.
Thanks, Tim. I look forward to being here today because I know the action's going to be fast and furious, and it's going to be awesome to watch these guys going out, putting it all on the line to be the best in America.
And 1988 Olympic bronze medalist Nate Carr.
Tim, it's great to be here. I'm looking forward to seeing some exciting wrestling from these guys.
Intensity is what we saw last week as the top wrestlers competed head-to-head, combining the best of wrestling styles from around the globe. Sammy Henson of the Pennsylvania Hammer won big and made it to the finals, where he will face Tig Moore of the Oklahoma Slam. Henson demonstrated terrific Greco-Roman technique with his lift and throw, and Tig showed us a flurry of John Smith-inspired low-level leg attacks and finishes. Both guys battled some tough competitors. Now they meet in the championships May 15th. This week we move up a weight class to 132 pounds. Let's take a look at our 8 competitors.
The first seed at 132 pounds is three-time Olympian, silver medalist, and world champion Dennis Hall. From the California Claw, he's one of America's top Greco-Roman wrestlers. If he can defend the leg attacks, we could see some big throws. Battling Hall is Scott Schatzman of the Chicago Groove. 8th in the U.S. Nationals, Scott was also a 2-time NCAA All-American at Northwestern and a 1997 Pan American Championship silver medalist. This should be an interesting matchup. In our next match, we have Danny Felix of the Texas Shooters. Danny is an NCAA All-American, U.S. Nationals runner-up, and 2002 Pan Am Championship bronze medalist. He also just recently won the 2004 Dave Schultz International Tournament. Felix will face off with Tony DeAnda of the New York Outrage, a 2-time NCAA national qualifier, 3-time national place winner, and 2003 Pan Am Championship silver medalist. DeAnda is coached by his mentor, Steve Knight. On the bottom of the bracket, Jim Grunewald is seated number 3. Wrestling for the Pennsylvania Hammer, he has been beating number 1 seed Dennis Hall lately, although Dennis pinned him in the RPW Showcase. This would be a great rematch. But first, Jim will have to get through Joe Warren, another top Greco-Roman wrestler. Grunewald usually beats Warren, but under RPW combined rules and style, the advantage may shift to Warren's favor. Warren wrestles for the Oklahoma Slam. Our final match has number 2 ranked Ryan Lewis of the Minnesota Freeze, a 2-time NCAA runner-up and 4th place finisher in the 2004 Olympic team trials. Ryan will need to depend on coach and Greco specialist Dan Chandler to advance. Lewis faces off against Zach Roberson of the Iowa Stalkers. Coached by Tom Brands and Mike Dureau, Zach will be a tough opponent to beat, being a 3-time NCAA All-American and an NCAA national champion.
Well, there you have it, the 132-pound, 60-kilogram weight class. Nate, Rulon, any predictions?
Well, I have to support my fellow Greco guys because I have 3 Greco guys. I have Dennis Hall, Jim Grunewald, and Joe Warren. One of the things they have to watch out for, they have to watch out for the leg attacks, and they have to control the center of the mat so they can get the bonus, so they can get the throws. If not, it could be a short day for the Greco guys here at Real Pro Wrestling.
Short indeed, Rulon. They're really going to have to stop the offensive attack of these freestyle wrestlers, and that's all they do. Except the thing about the freestyle wrestlers is that they can attack the upper body as well as the lower body, and I think that's where the Greco guys are going to get confused at here today.
Well, after these messages, we'll be back for highlights of the quarterfinal round here at Real Pro Wrestling, the new league of superheroes.
Coming next, all the action of our quarterfinal matches, including the number 1 seed, 3-time Olympian Dennis Hall on Real Pro Wrestling. The goal of every wrestler is to pin his opponent and win the match. But here are other points wrestlers can score. 1 point for a push-out or an escape. 2 points for a basic takedown, a turn, or reversal. Throws are worth 4 points, and a big throw is 6. The RPW power meter keeps track of how much the wrestlers control the center of the mat. When a wrestler's power meter expires, his opponent gets a bonus and 20 seconds to throw it. Only the offensive wrestler can score, and only with a throw.
It's time for Real Pro Wrestling!
first quarterfinal match featured world champion and three-time Olympian Dennis Hall taking on Scott Schatzman, a two-time All-American of the Chicago Groove. Hall started off the scoring, countering Schatzman's leg attack. But Scott continued his low attacks against Hall and took him out of bounds. The score was now 2-1, but Hall was hurt. Watch again as Schatzman pushes Hall out for the point and drives his head right into the mat. It was a massive blow to the head. Hall was injured. The only question was, how badly? For almost the full minute of injury time, Schatzman and the hushed crowd watched to see if Hall could pull it together. Somehow Dennis shook it off, proving how tough he really is. The action resumed and Schatzman went right back to the leg attacks, scoring another push out and a quick takedown before the end of the period. Scott was smelling an upset with a 4-2 lead. The wrestlers regrouped during the break and Hall knew he was in trouble. The blow to the head had definitely affected him. He was not his normal self, but Hall refused to quit. The second period started like the first one ended with another quick takedown. And when Hall tried to defend himself, the younger Schatzman managed to power through Hall's hold and get behind him for another 2 points. The score was now 8-2. Schatzman stayed on the offensive and scored again with a turn and a near fall. The injured Hall was down, but he wouldn't give up. Scott then earned a bonus, and from the parterre position, he attempted to throw Hall, but Dennis knows his Greco, and Schatzman never came close to scoring. The action resumed with Schatzman going for one more low leg attack, getting Hall off balance and driving him to the mat for another takedown. Even though Hall was not himself in this match, he took the defeat like a man. It was a 13-2 victory for Scott Schatzman over the 1996 Olympic silver medalist. What a stunning upset.
Scott, tell us a little bit about how you went out and dominated a silver medalist.
I think you wrestle to the level of your competition to a certain extent regardless, and I know Dennis is tough as nails. And with that being the case, I just knew I had to be really intense, and because there's a little difference in styles, I had to take advantage of something that I'm going to be better at just because I wrestle freestyle.
Our next quarterfinal match featured Danny Felix, who won last year's Dave Schultz International Championship, taking on Tony DeAnda of the New York Outrage. Tony won the silver medal in the 2003 Pan Am Championships. DeAnda got off to a fast start, muscling his way in for a takedown. Felix responded with a snap down and a front headlock, but he couldn't score. Both wrestlers battled for inside position, but their power meters were draining. Felix was more passive, letting DeAnda control the center of the mat, earning a bonus just before Danny charged and got a push out, which did not count. In the bonus, things got crazy.
Back out, no. Caution, your hip smoothed out. Back out, caution blue.
Straight up, you cannot bend over, and that's a caution against DeAnda. He forgot it was Greco.
This is Greco only, second
Greco
caution.
only for 20 seconds.
After all the cautions, DeAnda attempted the throw, but he got stopped cold, with Felix ending the bonus early. Since DeAnda was the offensive wrestler, he was protected in the bonus. Good thing, too. During a blood timeout to tend to Tony's back, there was a TV challenge and review, but no foul was called on Felix. When action resumed, it soon was Danny's turn in the bonus.
And he can only score with a throw.
That is very correct. An individual can go down to his base and not get thrown, and there's no points there.
DeAnda should have been cautioned there. He cannot move once the referee tells him to be set. He cannot move.
DeAnda took himself down to avoid the throw, so Felix tried a Greco throw, and Tony somehow countered the lift, causing more controversy and another TV challenge. During the break, it was ruled DeAnda's touching of Felix's leg was incidental. Tony narrowly escaped the third caution and disqualification. Danny's coach objected, and he got a caution. When the second period began, DeAnda got behind Felix for a takedown and a quick 4-0 lead. Then with an ankle lace hold, Tony started turning Felix over and over. And over. As they went out of bounds, DeAnda was scored with 2 turns. DeAnda was now up 8-0 on Felix. Danny rallied by charging into DeAnda for a takedown. Then he got behind Tony for another fast score, but it was too late as DeAnda held him off. The match was over with DeAnda winning 8-4 and picking up 4 points for the Outrage.
How'd you feel out there, Tony?
I felt great. I was made for this. I mean, when it was ready to go, when I was ready to go, showtime, and I just put everything together, and it went well.
Schatzman and DeAnda advance to the semis with upsets. Will there be more? Stay tuned for more quarterfinal action on Real Pro Wrestling. On the bottom of the bracket was Jim Grunewald, a two-time Olympian of the Pennsylvania Hammer, up against the Slams' Joe Warren, who was a two-time All-American at Michigan. These guys trained together for the Olympics last year, and Gruenwald beat Warren for the spot. But Joe is the better freestyle wrestler, so this was payback time as he got the first takedown. This was a brawl, and Gruenwald fought back with an escape. Then he drove Warren out of bounds, tying the score at 2-2. Warren kept the tempo high by attacking low off a single leg attempt and overpowering Gruenwald for a push-out. Warren stayed on the attack, but Gruenwald took the lead 4-3 when Warren slipped and Gruny scored a takedown. Joe was relentless, however. With Gruenwald wanting to go upper body, Warren kept going for the legs, pressing his opponent until he scored yet another takedown. At the end of the first period, the score was 5-4 in favor of Joe Warren. This was a battle between two gladiators, and Warren barely had the momentum. In the second period, Warren maintained the tempo as he attacked Gruenwald with a low double for 2 more points and almost turned him with a leg lace. Gruny was desperate to stop the leg attacks, and Warren caught him overcompensating, scoring off a front headlock and then in a single leg. Warren turned him multiple times, running up the score to 16-4. The technical fall was a score away. Warren went for the takedown, but Gruenwald defended and picked up 2 points as time ran out on the match. The final score, 16-6. Congratulations, Joe Warren.
Joe, 16-6, how can that be?
Well, that's what it's going to be every time I wrestle out there. You know, 100%, never stop, you know, and each match is going to be a little bit better. That was my first time wrestling real pro wrestling, and I think it's going to just keep getting better and more exciting every time I'm out there.
Our final match featured All-American Ryan Lewis from the Minnesota Freeze taking on the Iowa Stalkers' Zach Roberson, who was an NCAA champion in 2003. These guys were evenly matched in college, splitting a pair of matches, and watch Roberson try to throw Lewis. Ryan countered with a throw of his own, and the action was a frenzy as both wrestlers tried to establish control, ending with Roberson overpowering him with a push-out. Roberson then tried a double to get low, but Lewis got behind him for 2 points. Roberson responded with his patented shuck, getting Lewis off balance for another push-out. Zach kept going back to the shuck and attacking low for the single leg, keeping Lewis on the defensive for the rest of the period. At the break, Roberson had the advantage 4-2, but this match was far from over. These guys were just getting warmed up. When the action resumed, Roberson used the shuck again, going for the single leg and scoring in a flurry with a takedown, an incredible turn, and a push-out. Lewis was hurt, but he shook it off. When Roberson tried to turn Lewis with an ankle lace, Ryan escaped for a point and then went on the offensive to score a push-out. Roberson was fading, and while Lewis tried a takedown, he got another push-out. Then Lewis turned him to get within a point, 8-7. Roberson rallied with yet another push-out, but a TV challenge showed that he wasn't in control and he was out first. The score was tied. The scoring was furious now as Lewis took the lead with a push-out. Then Roberson went back to the shuck, getting behind Lewis for a takedown and then rolling through him for a fabulous turn. But Lewis rallied again, and with another push-out, he tied the score at 12-12. We were going to overtime. In the sudden death, Roberson attacked low with a double and got Lewis's back turned to the mat, scoring a 4-point throw. It was all over with Zach Roberson outlasting Ryan Lewis 16-12.
I knew it was going to be a tough match. Ryan Lewis is always coming after you and never stops wrestling.
The semifinals are set, and when Real Pro Wrestling continues, you'll meet Tony DeAnda and his proud Mexican heritage. And you'll find out how Scott Schatzman balances a legal career on Wall Street with his love of wrestling. Next on Real Pro Wrestling.
Welcome back to Real Pro Wrestling, guys. We've had a lot of upsets already, and your Greco guys, Rulon, they've gone down hard.
That is a yes and it is a no. You know, if Dennis Hall had not taken that headshot, I think the match would have been much different. He would have had a chance to go out there and win the match. Also, Jim Grunewald losing to Joe Warren, the Olympian losing to another fellow Greco guys. It's not over for the Greco guys. They have to come back and fight for them to have a chance.
What about the young Roberson? He scored a big upset. But I tell you what, you don't want to overlook DeAnda either. He's looking tough, and I think you got to keep your eye on him.
Well, let's take a quick minute and meet these wrestlers up close on Real Pro Wrestling.
We're inside DEANDA's now, and this is where my parents have been making tortillas and serving great authentic Mexican food for over 12 years now. This is my dad, Antonio DeAnda. This is the backbone of the whole business right here. Story of how we came to the U.S. We were trying to get across the border, and my mom had documents for 4 girls to be able to get into the United States. It was only 3 girls and 1 boy. Unfortunately, she put earrings on me. She put a little dress on me. So here I am, trying to wrestle in Real Pro Wrestling. You're gonna get out of it what you put into it. That's all it comes down to. If you're just training half the time, then you're gonna get mediocre results. You don't have to be the tallest, you don't have to be the strongest. My philosophy is just, if you're gonna work hard, you're gonna get the results, and that's the bottom line.
My name is Scott Schatzman, and my weight class is 60 kilograms. I'm a persistent wrestler. I'm quick, yet I'm a goer. I mean, the more time I have to wear on someone, the better. I'm solid, I'm tough, I'm older, I'm pretty smart. It's an intellectual game. I guess wrestling's a little bit like chess, you know, but you're in an athletic competition.
Take your time, Devin.
My role at Columbia is, I'm an assistant coach.
Good, take your time, be smart.
Wrestling helps young people mature and understand that hard work and discipline pays off.
Keep it up, Barrett.
Right now, I have my hands in so many different things that it's rather difficult to train all the time. I coach, I work out with my guys, but I have other things, on my plate. I'm an attorney, I work as an investment banker right now. I will be successful according to my definition of success. Anyone can do it. It's just hard work, discipline, and everything that wrestling teaches you.
Now that we've taken a closer look at our competitors at home, let's see them go toe-to-toe.
It's time for Real Pro Wrestling! Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's time for semi-final action. Our next match at 134 pounds from the New York Outrage, Tony DeAnda! And his opponent from the Chicago Groove, Scott Schatzman.
Welcome to the Real Pro Wrestling semifinal match at 132 pounds, featuring 2 upset winners in the quarterfinals, New York Outrage's Tony DeAnda and Chicago Groove's Scott Schatzman.
Tony DeAnda, University of Nebraska wrestler, exactly where I'm from. Great stance, great technique. Right now he has a single leg. That's what one of his favorite techniques is for a 2-point takedown. He'll be explosive. He knocked off Danny Felix earlier in the competition.
And speaking of knocking off, Scott Schatzman knocked off the #1 seed Dennis Hall. What about Scott Schatzman?
He did. He wrestled great. He had a great strategy. He's a smart wrestler. Here's DeAnda driving with that gut wrench and taking him for 2. DeAnda's really on it. He's really doing good. But I'll tell you what, Schatzman is a smart wrestler, and this match isn't over yet.
4-0 lead. Tony DeAnda has a lead. 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the first period. There's a lot of time left. 5.5 minutes left. That's one thing about wrestling is no decisions are made until the last few seconds. Another 2-point gut wrench by Tony DeAnda to go ahead. 6-0. Another 2-point gut wrench for Tony DeAnda. 8-0. What great technique. Powerful. Get him out. Get him in his face. And Tony DeAnda is in control of the match right now.
He's really driving hard with those legs. That is an awesome gut wrench. You can tell DeAnda has worked on his freestyle, and I just think he's just has too much experience really for Schatzman. Schatzman just doesn't have the freestyle experience here.
Now what the call right there is Scott simply in parterre position. Tony decided to let him go. That's a 1-point escape is what it is. No problem, no harm done. They're back up to the feet. Tony's ahead 8-1 right now.
What you're going to see here, DeAnda is definitely more skilled on the takedowns. He'll look for a good shot, he'll take it, he'll score, and then he'll try to turn him again and put the match away.
Wow, what great action. You know, neither of the passivity or the power meters has gone down too much. What they're trying to do is control the center of the mat. Right there, Tony gets a 2-point takedown. Now he's ahead 10-1.
What do you think of that strategy?
Yeah, not a smart move.
It's real pro wrestling, and they don't reward slips.
It's real pro wrestling. That's right. This is the wrong time to slip. It just gave up points.
Usually what happens, people will do that when they're out there and they're behind with a few seconds left in the match. You don't do it when you still have 4 minutes left.
That was the end of the slip right there. That was the end of the slip. And talk to us about the slip in freestyle and Greco.
Well, what the slip is it's a technique where they don't want to penalize you for going for a throw or going for a movement. And Tony DeAnda right there was stayed in good position. Scott came out there, tried to hit him in a nice little arm throw. Doesn't capitalize because it's this 2-point takedown. They want to see scoring. They want to see you take a chance, but they also want to see if you make a mistake, you pay for the mistake.
I tell you what, Schatzman's really picking it up now, but to no avail. DeAnda's just really tough. He's tough to score on. Just a great wrestler. He's wrestling good. He's been coached by Steve Knight, wrestled for the Excel Club, and he's just come a long ways.
Out in front, 10-1, DeAnda in the red ankle band over Scott Schatzman in the blue ankle band. Red's up 10-1 right here, but Schatzman in on a shot. The old shot man.
And DeAnda's just gonna really try to stalemate it or try to score with a freestyle turn here. See if he can score, but I tell you what, DeAnda looks relaxed.
Continue, blue.
Look at that, look how relaxed he is.
Continue.
All right, well, Schatzman's got a good grip on that ankle, except I think DeAnda's been here before. Look at that kick out. No score, no points. That's why you never give up. That's why you never stop wrestling, just like life. Keep going, keep fighting.
100% commitment. That's what Tony DeAnda had to that defense right there. He could have just said, you know what, it's only 2 points, but if he gives up 2 points right there, he's only ahead by 7 compared to 9.
There's the end of the first period. DeAnda out in front, 10-1. Let's take a break and come back for this finish right here and see how much longer it takes DeAnda, or if Schatzman can come back and make a match of it. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Real Pro Wrestling. We've just finished the first period in the semifinal match between Schatzman and DeAnda. Guys, DeAnda's on a roll. Can Schatzman battle back?
Well, Tim, every wrestler in Real Pro Wrestling is at a high level. And I tell you what, DeAnda is like a shark and he smells blood, and Schatzman is in the water without a life preserver.
What do you think about Schatzman, Rulon?
You know what? He's dug himself a very big hole, and he's going to have to come back, and he has Bobby Douglas and Steve Frazier, some of the best coaches in the world right now. He has to utilize their strength. If not, the match could be over real quick.
I think Tony DeAnda's strategy now is to really just look for his best shots and slowly put this match even farther out of existence so Schatzman don't come back.
Exactly. Tony's in the lead. He has no, reason to be too aggressive. He's just going to be out there, be patient, find weaknesses, hopefully in Scott's attack. And, the thing about opening up and trying to score on somebody, you have to take chances, and those chances sometimes can be used against you.
Yes, Schatzman's taking it to him, though. I mean, Schatzman is the aggressive wrestler, and as well as he should be, down 10-1.
Right now, I know that the power meters are going to start going down here on DeAnda. He has to watch it because one big throw, the match is back to 0. It could be a fall here. Right now, Tony DeAnda with a great shot for the 2-point takedown, trying it for a gut wrench out of bounds.
Center, blues down.
Wow, what great technique from Tony. Intensity in his face. Right back at it. Here's Tony, comes up, has a nice little counter shot from there, comes in for a single leg, comes off, finished off with a double leg position.
How important is level change in wrestling? Wow.
Level change is real important because you have to lower your level to penetrate. You can't as well as just stand up and talk, just walk into him and take him down.
And what's ironic here, the only point this, Scott has scored here in this whole match was 1 point escape. Here an opportunity, Tony wasn't given the chance to stand up. Tony now is in lead 12-1.
Well, also Tony DeAnda trying to rack up some points for the New York Outrage. After our first 2 weeks of Real Pro Wrestling, the Pennsylvania Hammer leads the team race with 28 points. The Oklahoma Slam is in second place with 9 points, but Tony DeAnda brings in the opportunity right now with the 12-1 lead. If it was to stop right now, that'd be 11 points for his team, the New York Outrage.
Wow, and what they're over there doing, what the trainers are looking at is Tony's finger. I think what he probably did is jam it a little bit. One thing about wrestling is you're always grabbing on each other's fingers, and sometimes you'll get a finger, caught in somebody's shorts, you'll jab somebody wrong, and I've actually broke 3 or 4 of my fingers just from wrestling, and it's pretty tough on the hands. They're not going to tape it up. I think they're just going to go out and let him wrestle with it.
We're back after injury time. DeAnda in the red up against Scott Schatzman in the blue ankle band there.
Oh, nice shot by DeAnda. Nice lowering of the level again there, what we just talked about.
And he adds to his lead. It's now 14-1. He's real close to winning by technical decision.
One more gut wrench, it could be over. The question is, does Tony want to finish this right now? I think he's taking his time. He's going to come back up to the feet, take an opportunity to score one more takedown, win the match by technical fall.
A technical fall is declared when a wrestler scores 15 points more than his opponent's score, and then they get 15 points for their team.
That's got to be huge. Those points add up, because you're going for a team championship here too, not just an individual national championship here at Real Pro Wrestling.
I'll tell you what, DeAnda looks a little fatigued as well. He should be. I mean, he's wrestling hard, but I think he's going to look for another good shot to really put this away.
Oh, tried to go with a little slip by there, didn't score, comes right back to the middle. He's excited to be out here. He's feeling confident in himself with a minute left in the second period.
Look at that! What explosiveness! Schatzman took a shot. It looked like he could have had the takedown. And what a great reaction by Tony DeAnda, dropping these arms and throwing by.
And DeAnda's into the finals. DeAnda's win will put the New York Outrage in second place with 19 points, trailing only the Pennsylvania Hammer, which has 28 points. DeAnda, what a great win there.
Here we go. Here's Tony setting him up. Kind of does a little past the elbow, comes in and simply does an over-under, throws it right on past by for 2 points to win the match. 15 points for the team.
One of our reporters is with Tony DeAnda.
You scored about 3/4 of your points off the mat on your parterre turns.
Well, I knew that's what I had to do early. If I waited too long to the end of the match, he's going to be too sweaty. There's no singlets here. We're trying to show off the bodies. I'm ready to go, and I knew if I got him down early, I was going to turn him, no problem.
A great first match at 132 pounds as Tony DeAnda moves on to the championships of Real Pro Wrestling May 15th. What a great, great technical fall. Break out the mariachi band, guys. Wow. We'll see who meets Tony DeAnda next when Joe Warren of the Oklahoma Slam meets Zach Roberson of the Iowa Stalkers. Welcome back to Real Pro Wrestling. Guys, lots of upsets so far. One more match.
Our next semifinal match is Joe Warren versus Zach Roberson. And I tell you what, this is going to be a good match. You got the Greco-Roman versus the Freestyle again. And I tell you what, Rulon, those Greco guys are going down and hard. Do you think Joe has a chance here?
You know what, Nate? I truly think he does, because he hasn't been that far removed from his folk-style career. He still has a chance. He still knows how to attack those legs, and that's what's been one of the big keys of this tournament, is being able to defend the legs and attack the legs. And I think Joe has a chance.
Well, before they wrestle, let's go to the part that I like, behind the scenes, at home with these wrestlers on Real Pro Wrestling.
My name is Zach Roberson, and I am 60 kilos. I'm aggressive, but I'm not real pushy. I like technique a little bit more than just brawling. Let's go check out Bruno.
Hey, bud.
This is Bruno.
What are you doing?
He's definitely the mascot. Doesn't have much fire in him yet. You can tell it's wrestling season in Iowa because it's freaking cold. I think all it really takes to be a wrestler is just having a good work ethic. Being willing to put in the time and working harder than other people.
What's up, Bulldog?
Bruno's very similar to me. The way we like to live.
Yeah.
Kind of low-key.
Come here.
I've always tried just to have fun when I'm wrestling because it's kind of a grueling sport. And if you get too worked up about it, then it's not going to be worth it. I've done a lot of wrestling, and it's what I'm good at, so I'm going to keep on doing it.
My name's Joe Warren, and I wrestle 60 kilograms. Colorado Springs is where I train. Technique here is not to fall off and kill yourself. Wrestling is a special part of me. You lose a big match, you feel like you lost the whole world. You win a big match, you feel like you're standing on top of the world.
I'm a king of the world!
I'm happy you got to come. We'd have to find some other lady out here to hold my hand. I have a wonderful wife that supports me 100%, that believes in me. Going to New York City, you have to have your diamonds bling-blinging. It's exciting to be able to have Christy believe in me as much as I believe in myself. Oh, he kissed me too. Good puppy. Well, when you're at a point in your career like I am, you better be passionate. It better be the #1 thing on your mind. I'm gonna beat you up and throw you around as much as possible. Make you want to cry and go home. Refuse to lose. That's my motto. Second place is the first loser. I've been the first loser too many times.
We're back for the last semifinal match at 132 pounds. Now that we've had a chance to meet Joe and Zach up close, let's see them bust some heads. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves victorious. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our next semifinal match. From the Oklahoma Slam, let's hear it for Joe Warren. And here comes his opponent from the Iowa Stalkers, Zach Roberson.
We're back for more Real Pro Wrestling. Nate and Rulon, this is a semifinal match that wasn't supposed to be. A couple of lower-seeded young guns who gained the semifinal spots through upset wins. Oklahoma Slam's Joe Warren versus the Iowa Stalkers' Zach Roberson.
Wow, Joe Warren, great high crotch, just like he showed off in his quarterfinal match. Great high crotch, scored many times with Jim Grunewald. He set a national high school takedown record with 487 takedowns in 1 season.
Wow, that's Joe Warren you're looking at in the red ankle, man. He got poked in the eye. How about Zach Roberson, another Iowa State Cyclone, Nate?
Yes, and you know what? National champion, and he came through and defeated some of the top guys to win in his senior year a national championship. Joe Warren in on the first takedown. Little throw by there.
You know what? That's the way Joe Warren wrestles. He's been training on the Greco-Roman national team for a few years. He's intense. He's ready to go. He has the throwing ability. Plus, he still knows how to take these guys down here.
Look at that counter. Listen, this is going to be a great match. Both of these guys are going to go hard. And I tell you what, Zach Roberson doesn't have any quit in him.
Now, the one thing I want to see right there, I thought that potentially could have been 2 points for Joe Warren before he got the reversal by Zach.
What's going on, Rulon?
I think what they were doing is they want to see if it was 2 points exposure before he got the reversal. I thought there was 2 points here. Here Joe Warren's going for the turn, because right there, that is exposure. That is 2 points, and then the reversal.
That.
No, he has got 2 points right there.
I don't know about that. His back was kind of straight up, though.
But you know what? 90 degrees. All you have to do is break the plane. You look at that back. It was arched. It came over right there. Boom. That is exposure.
I'll go with Rulon. I think it's close.
It still doesn't look like he had it, though.
That is exposure, 100%.
They're saying 2 and 2.
That's fine, but he already had a 2-point takedown. 4-2, Joe Warren's ahead.
It's 2 red, 2 blue, and we're in parterre. The red's down.
That's a great call.
Doug Mullen, one of the top officials in the U.S., makes the call. It's correct.
And red is down.
Along with the help of his committee, Rick Tucci and Stacy Davis, the officials for Real Pro Wrestling Season 1.
This is a great match. I'm telling you, this is going to be exciting all the way through. Do not blink. You might miss something. Let's see what Zach's going to do on top here.
Now, one thing that's key about this, Joe Warren has good defense here. He can reverse. I think Zach at any point here, Zach has to be real careful.
But he's such a scrambler, though.
See, they should be bringing him up right now.
Look at that. Nice.
And Doug Mullen brings him up to a neutral position. They go back to face
off.
Oh,
look at Warren. He's such an animal. I like that.
Oh, he just cautions Warren. You like it, but Doug Mullen didn't.
Give him points for the attitude.
Yeah, that's a caution. Tell us about the cautions rule.
Well, there's three. You get 3 cautions. You know, they're determined in many different ways. You know, unsportsmanlike conduct like that.
Yes!
Whoa!
Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. That's got to be back
that's
points.
Gotta be
That's
4.
4.
That's
4
gotta
points
be 4.
there for Zach Roberson.
Yeah.
Good job, Mike DeRoe. He's been around for a long time, working at the University of Iowa with Gable.
You know what? Look on Joe Warren. High crotch right there.
Boom. Great defense.
It almost could have been called a fall.
Yes.
Touch fall. You know, it could have been called, but, you know, I think it's 2 points for exposure.
There's Mike DeRoe, longtime coach in wrestling from Charles City, Iowa.
Tim, I think Mike DeRoe wants to fall. Here let's boom. Oh my goodness.
4 points. It's 4 points.
Okay, center.
Boom, that was close.
After further video review, 4 points blue, reds down.
Great call.
No. I blew the whistle.
Here we go. Down by 2 points. Joe Warren still in the match. He didn't get called out. That's a good call by the officials. Couldn't go off the TV.
We just got a peek at Kendall Cross, 1996 Olympic gold medalist. He's one of the coaches in Joe Warren's corner.
See, and Joe Warren, moves like a cat here. Has a chance to go for a crotch lift. Go for 2 points here on Robertson.
I'm telling you, this is great wrestling. Real pro wrestling doesn't get any better than this, gentlemen.
Leg attack set.
Wow.
You can use all the cliches you want, but this is what it's all about, isn't it?
I tell you, Tim, it is.
Ram tough. They're gunning after each other.
And right now, Joe Warren, he's just getting warmed up. You know, he's going to carry this energy all the way through the match because he loves this format. He loves to be able to open it up and wrestle.
Oh, that's that shuck. That's what he used to win an NCAA championship right there. Took him all the way to the finals, and he was #1, and look at him go. That was perfect technique.
Sounds like a little excitement for a former Big 12 wrestler, and it's a little Big 12, Big 10 matchup here. Joe Warren wrestling for the University of Michigan in college, Roberson for Iowa State. Roberson out in front 8-4 now with 37 seconds left in the first period.
Here's that shuck, just pulls that head down, catches the guy off balance, and that won him the NCAA championship.
And you know what's interesting in this match? Have you seen the power meter go anywhere? It's not going down, man. That energy is staying up. I mean, nobody's leaving it anywhere but out in the center of the mat.
Warren's really putting it on, though. Warren's going for it. Look at that! Ooh! Look at that! Great scrambling there.
He must have touched out. He must have touched out.
He did.
1 for Roberson. More.
Great awareness on Zach's part. Great level of awareness there. He knew where he was on the mat, and he didn't go out, and Warren did.
These rules for real pro wrestling really lend itself to excitement, doesn't it?
It actually does. You know, it's so exciting because there's so many different ways you can score. You have the power meter that'll put you in a position to score some big points out of a throw.
Oh, look at that. I'm telling you, this Zach is tough. Roberson is tough. What great wrestling there. Might have been pinned again. Right there. Oh, he's kind of flat. I don't know.
That's exciting stuff. Let's take a break, come back for that exciting final period in just a moment. Real Pro Wrestling is back for the last period between Joe Warren of the Oklahoma Slam and Zach Roberson of the Iowa Stalkers. Olympian, 2 coaches there, 2 Olympians.
Last period. Here we go, gentlemen.
Encouraging Joe Warren, who's down by 8 points right now. You're looking at Warren on the right in the red ankle band, Roberson in the blue ankle band.
See, but watching this, I looked at Joe Warren. He's fresh. He's ready to go. I think Zach's a little bit tired. You know, if Joe Warren can keep that pressure up, he can maybe find a few weaknesses and possibly get some big throws here to finish the second period off and come back in this match. If not, it's going to be a long match.
I don't think so, Rulon. I don't think so at all. Listen, Zach Roberson doesn't have any quit in him at all. You just, look, he might have looked tired, but he never stops. This kid is tough mentally, and he will not break.
Well, we have to watch ourselves up here so we don't break, man. I mean, I'll tell you what. I mean, it's exciting. It's something else just being in the booth with Nate Carr.
There he goes again. Look at Roberson. I'm telling you, he's tough. Great turn, great drive, really bent him up. If anybody's fading, I think it's Warren.
One throw
3 points.
can turn everything around, my friend.
Don't give up anything.
Zach just puts that pressure up, grab the ankle, drove him right over the head. It's kind of an ankle lock. They just drop him right over the head for 2 points. Great technique.
And by the way, Rulon, did you see how Roberson was in the center like saying, come on, buddy, I'm ready to wrestle?
I think earlier Warren was kind of pushing him and doing some things there. And Roberson's a very humble, unassuming young man. And he's anything but that in the middle of the mat. There's
right,
Warren, like Rulon said, you said there's no quitting Roberson. Well, Warren's showing that he's got the same character.
He does. I think Warren's going to come back here, go front headlock. He gets 1 point for escape. 2 for 1. It's tough to come back.
Whoa, nice shot.
17-6, Roberson out front, 11 points, trying to get the Iowa Stalkers 11 more points in the team race.
See what Zach's doing, he's controlling the inside position because Joe Warren likes the underhook position big time, but Zach won't let him get in there. And right now, Joe's getting a little bit frustrated in that position.
I talked about the team race right now. I said if it would have stopped there, it'd be 11 points, but he could get as many as 15 points for his team, and you know he's going to try for the Tech Fall, which is a 15-point win.
Roberson's in on those both ankles, and Warren just put his knees in his back.
It's a physical sport, but it has rules, so it keeps us in the limit of professional contact.
You know what? Zach Roberson's the kind of young man, he's not undone by anything. He's not undone by anything.
No, you know what? He comes back, he stays consistent, and that's what it takes to be at this top level wrestling. You can't make a big mistake over and over. You won't win any matches. I think that's what Joe's made right here.
Look at nice. You see what I'm saying? Look at that. Just smooth move. He took advantage of him getting out of Warren, getting out of position. Now he's in a chance to score, and he just did right there.
You know, and that score right there, Rulon has mentioned it before, but that doesn't come without thousands and thousands of shots and works on his shots. It's practice. It's over and over, isn't it, Rulon?
It's all about repetition over and over, and just because you do it a few times doesn't mean it's nature to the body. It's body mechanics, knowing where you're at in a position and then being able to scramble. And that's what time on the mat does. And these individuals have put many years into the sport that they love so much. And it's good to see them have an opportunity here at Real Pro Wrestling.
I mean, for these guys, it's just like a golfer hitting a 9-iron, these single legs, I mean, they just go in, these shots, they know where it's going, just like the best golfers know right where their shots are going.
Joe Warren's just looking for some big points here because there's no way he can win this match unless he gets a fall. Right now, he's taking some chances. He needs to score some big points.
I think Roberson's just his level of awareness. I mean, he's just not going for it. He has great body control. Look at him coming out of here. He knows where he is. Look at that. He's just great wrestling there.
Well, there you have it. 19-8. Roberson wins. He does give 11 more points to his team, the Iowa Stalkers. He's in the finals, and he'll be part of Real Pro Wrestling's big show. Zach Roberson will be meeting Tony DeAnda in the finals. You won't want to miss it, and you won't want to miss next week when we follow another of America's Real Pro Wrestlers on his way to a national title. Once again, I'm Tim Johnson, and for Rulon Gardner, Nate Carr, and Real Pro Wrestling, thanks for watching. We'll be back after these commercials with the conclusion and a preview of next week's action on Real Pro Wrestling.
I'm Pat Cummins from Pennsylvania Hammer. Got my RPW gear. Make sure you get yours.
It's time for Real Pro
RPW gear. We got ours. Get yours. Stalkers, baby.
We're back for more Real Pro Wrestling. Nate, Rulon, we had a lot of upsets today. All 4 top seeds defeated.
Tim DeAnda came out strong, great intensity, really accelerated in that semifinal match and looked tough.
You know what? He was very lucky he didn't get cautioned out of that match. He has to go through now a very tough Zach Roberson. I don't know if he can do it. You know what? He's going to have to go back and pull from all that experience and all those years of training at the international level. He has a shot to make it through all the way to the finals.
One of our reporters is with Zach Roberson. Let's see what Zach has to say.
I knew he was going to be coming after me the whole time, so I had to counter with some leg attacks and stay out of his upper body stuff.
How'd you get so far ahead on those points?
I had some good takedowns, and I had maybe a turn or two that really helped too when we were on the mat.
So in the finals at 132 pounds is Tony DeAnda of the New York Outrage versus Zach Roberson of the Iowa Stalkers. Guys, what's that do for the team points?
You know what, last week, Sammy Henson went out and gained 28 huge points. Even though they didn't score any more points this week for the Pennsylvania Hammer, they're still in the lead.
Rulon, Iowa added 5 points this week to put them in second place with 20 points. They are followed closely by the Slam and Outrage, tied with 19 points.
Well, next week we'll go up a weight class to 145 pounds to see who will join Henson, Moore, DeAnda, and Roberson in the finals of Real Pro Wrestling.
Coming next week, the action is even more intense as we advance to the 145-pound class. All-Americans, champions, and Olympians put it on the line in the Clash of the Titans as the world's oldest sport is now the newest professional league. Join us again next week for more exciting Real Pro Wrestling.